Tipping it in here. Really nice. It's lovely. It's basically manure, but it's very old. It's been three years. Gets turned a lot. And it's basically composted. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's well. Been a little while since I did a video. Been a bit busy. Then I was away. Then I've been away at the Grimme factory in Germany earlier this week. But all back here. It has gone from being very dry a few weeks ago to now it's mud and back to normal winter weather. But anyway, that's what we expect for this time of year, and hopefully it means if we're getting rain now, it's going to dry up end of the month and then be ready for us to start planting our Jersey Royal potatoes in January. So kind of cracking on with getting ready for the planting. We're also getting ready in our tunnels. You can see behind me. I'll show you today. We're spreading some compost in the tunnels, so that's getting some old muck that's been 2 or 3 years old, getting that spread so that these tunnels behind me can be prepared and ready for planting our Jersey Royals in the next week or so. And I'll also then show you a few clips from the Grimme factory. Mental, unbelievable size, the kit there. We saw at the Grimme Techno event in Dam in Germany. It was pretty amazing, to be honest. They showcase the whole range of their equipment they manufacture. So we saw the machines we use right up to the size of the 4-row self-propelled harvesters that do the potatoes and the beet. Can't really show you too much. You weren't allowed to film any of the factories. You weren't allowed to film, to be honest, most of the areas you couldn't film or take pictures of. So the only bit I could show you is the kind of the outside area where they were showcasing, or they had all their different machines, and also a few bits of the Grimme Technica show they put on. But again, lighting in there wasn't amazing because they made it all fancy. They had smoke, they had lights, and couldn't get the clearest of shots, but it was still pretty cool. So I'll put a few clips of that up as well, and then hope you all enjoy it, and we'll speak to you in the next week or so. Here's Fernando, the JCB. We've got the compost, bringing it up with a pile down the bottom. And then we're tipping it in the little trailer. Oh hell, it looks like he's caught that back light. That light shouldn't be like that, that should be straight, that one. So yeah, tipping it in the trailer. Adam's there. Tipping it in here. Really nice, it's lovely. It's basically manure, but it's very old. It's been three years, gets turned a lot, and it's basically composted. Very old trailer, probably older than me, to be honest. This definitely is older than me. I think it's about a 1960 trailer, and he goes in, and basically you can see it's all composted. All comes from our basically manure comes from our cows. This is about 2 or 3 years old. I think it's 3 years old, this stuff, and it breaks down into some really nice stuff, and it's spread into these tunnels here. So these all had, see the tomatoes, these are all the tomatoes. They've all now had, the vines have been cut down. All the vines, they get tied up on here, see there, they've been cut down. We clear out all of the waste, we get left with a few tomatoes on the floor, but then we can now come through and we spread some compost to put some goodness back into the soil. So we'll come along. The guys can't use a muck spreader in here because if we use a muck spreader, it would damage and pierce all the sides of the plastic. So we basically just come along, old-fashioned muck spreading with an old-fashioned tractor and an old-fashioned trailer. So come along with some forks and just spread it out evenly. I'll show you one over there. And evenly spread it out. This is an International 533. Don't really know much about these tractors. It's a tractor we use it from the guy who owns all these tunnels. We basically use it as a tractor to get in and out of these tunnels. It's very small to get in and out, so we've got a little trailer and this little International. Nice simple tractor. It sounds quite nice with the exhaust off too. So you'll see now all of the muck has been spread. We've done, we'll show you, there is a row of polytunnels all the way up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a few more that side as well. The muck has all been spread. It's all now also been scarified as well. As you can see, it's been ripped up and just taken away any of the compaction that's been there from when we've driven the trailer down and spread the muck. We've also then just put a little bit of, or Peter's put a little bit of irrigation, just a bit of water in over the weekend, and it's now going to be ready to be rotavated. It's like kind of tilled, and we'll just go through, rotivate it. It'll mix all the soil up, mix all the compost in. It'll also take away any little weeds that are starting to emerge, and then we will come along end of this week or early next week, and we'll actually plant. It'll be ready to be planted with Jersey raw potatoes. So these will be planted, I say, basically late December, and then touch wood, all being well, these will be ready to harvest kind of end of March, early April. Very weather dependent, and all depends on how cold it can get. Sometimes they can be up, well up, nice, all marking the row, and we might get a cold or a frost in, you know, any time in January or even in February, and it can kind of knock them back. But we can put fleece on top of them to protect them, and it's also got obviously the skin of the polytunnel as well, which does help protect them from the frost. But if it gets down to around up here, we're in the middle of the island, we can get kind of air temperature of about 0. These all should be okay. Anything less than that, we start getting into the -1, -2, that'll start singeing the potatoes. And then if you get down any like -3, -4, that can wipe them out. It all depends then at what stage of growth they're at, according to if they're going to come back. If it's early on, say January time, it will knock them back, but then actually the potatoes will reshoot and resprout, so they can come back and should grow on and still produce a good crop, but it'll just be delayed. If we get a late frost, which was our worst nightmare in March, when they're kind of there, we completely mark in the row, and it'd be a green canopy potato. If they get frost, then that'll wipe them out, and they won't come back from that, because they're at that reproductive stage where the potato has done all its growing, it's put all its leaf up, and it's putting the energy to grow the tubers or the new potatoes below. So basically then if that happens in March, you're stuffed. Basically whatever is underneath the potato at the time of the frost, that's all you're going to get. So that's our worst case scenario. But it's the risk we take growing our Jersey raw potatoes in the tunnels. It can pay off, and you can do quite well because we're early in the market and you can get a premium price, but you can also lose out big time. They can be a total disaster. So risky one of growing in the tunnels, but it does seem to usually pay off for the risk, but we'll see. But yeah, that's all just getting the tunnels ready. I'll show you a piece from when we went to visit the Grimme factory a few weeks ago and just see around the Grimme tour. Hello, welcome back to the channel. We are in Germany, in Dam, and you can see behind me, we've got some huge potato harvesters, absolutely massive. We're at the Grimme factory. We're now at the self-propel factory. We've been at the other factory this morning where they manufacture all of the other machines that Grimme make. Come here with Eric, our engineering. He's brought us here. It's in Dam in Germany. So we came over to Hanover, and it's been absolutely incredible. You can see these harvesters are absolutely humongous. This is a Grimme Veritron 470 TT, and it can harvest 4 rows at a time. It's just absolutely humongous. Topper at the front. This one I think is about 900,000, nearly £1 million. It's just absolutely bonkers. But you can see topper on the front, comes up the front, webs here, potatoes will be taken up the front, go along, huge amount of separation, and they go along all through here. There's all the separation system underneath here. All the ground is pulled out on all these rollers, taken out, and then this big yellow thing here, that's spinning round and round and round, and that takes it and then puts it back onto the top. It's just absolutely humongous, absolutely huge. And yeah, very impressive. We're about to go around the factory in a minute and see it being built. We've if we climb up here, we can see the cab. I doubt. No, it's locked. Very smart cab. We've just seen these. I'll put some clips up of the thing. That's the bunker. Once the potatoes get to the top, they spin around, come down, and then they're taken up there. I think this is about 6.5 ton, this bunker. Our bunkers at home, they're about a ton, or they get about 3 ton in, which is absolutely massive. You can see that's the view from the cab, stunning. Over there, that's a sugar beet harvester. I think it's 6 rows sugar beet harvester. That's the biggest machine that Grimme make. We just seen that as well, so I put some clips up of that. Right near the Adidas factory. Could have a tour around there, it'd be quite nice actually, but I don't think we will. Anyway, I'll get some more clips in a minute. You can see this is where I will get it run over. Chassis, I think, coming in. Smart lorry actually, nice Mercedes lorry. Must be the start of the self-propelled, I guess, maybe a 4-row. You can see here, these are all the cabs. These will all go on to the harvesters. I think they use class cabs, I think, yeah, they're class cabs. This is the very start of the line. So there's lots of, look how many cabs are here, it's mental. It must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2, yeah. Nearly 21 cabs, and that's them all lined up. It must be how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 self-propels down there. Just absolutely crazy. I'm not sure, we don't usually be able to get to film in the factory. We weren't allowed to film in the factory back at the other harvester place, so just show you what we can, but just crazy scale. I think Peter and Matt are just looking eyeing up. They've also ordered one, so they should have it in down for next season. Oh, you can only afford the track, bugger. This is a sugar beet harvester. It just looks ridiculously complicated. It's absolutely crazy. This does 6 rows at a time. The pipe work is just absolutely mental. Harvesting, as you can see, the sugar beet is, we grow fodder beet on our farm. So you've seen we grow fodder beet. Sugar beet, very similar plant. Comes through here, all automatically sensed and directed. These 2 things squeeze it up. Ground is taken out, off there, through there, goes along here. Those are all spinning around, ground falls out, beet's taken up to the top and into that massive hopper. God knows how many that would hold. I imagine a lot. I don't know, must hold nearly, probably a load, 16 ton maybe in there. But this is Grimme's biggest machine they do. It's the Rexa 6300, and it is absolutely humongous. You can see that's how they unload it, that thing there. That will fold down. So I say hopefully we're gonna film a bit more. Don't know how much I can film, but we'll see. So thanks for watching today's video. I hope you've all found it interesting. Just a bit of, been spreading the manure, and then just a few highlights of our trip to Grimme. Very windy today. Grim, it's been really windy last night. Thankfully, touch wood, some wood. It hasn't actually been that bad, not as bad as that storm we had last year. I think they peaked about 75 mile an hour last night, but we were up to nearly 100 I think last time, so maybe all the trees that could have fallen down have already fallen down, but yeah, damage not too bad yet, and yeah, so hopefully, although it's weird, it's going to drop a little bit, but it's staying 4.6, 4.7 for the next few days and showery, so we'll see. But yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all for the next one on Wednesday.